video, we will be solving a problem involving compound interest. Here, we're told that debts of $1,250 due 6 months from today and $4,725 due 4 years from today are to be settled by a single payment 1.5 years from today. If money is worth 8.75% compounded biannually, what is the size of the single equivalent payment? Since we're dealing with multiple dates for this question, we can first plot all of them on a timeline like so. From left to right, we have today, 6 months, 1.5 years, and 4 years. We're also given that $1,250 is due 6 months from now, and $4,725 is due 4 years from now. In order to answer this question, we will pick a focal date, then determine the equivalent values of these two debts on that date. So we can pick any date to be our focal date, but let's pick the payment date, which is 1.5 years from today, as our focal date. Now looking at the first due date, that is 6 months from today, this date is before the focal date we picked. So we use the maturity or future value formula S equals P times 1 plus I to the N to calculate the equivalent value of this amount on our focal date. In this case, P equals 1,250, I equals 0.0875 divided by 2, since we're told that money is worth 8.75% compounded biannually, and this equals 0.04375, and N equals 2 times 1, since there are 2 compounding periods per year, and there is 1 year between these two dates. So substituting in these values into the formula gives us S equals 1,361.77. Now looking at the second due date, that is 4 years from today, this date is after the focal date we picked. So we use the principal or present value formula P equals S times 1 plus I to the negative N to calculate the equivalent value of this amount on our focal date. In this case, S equals 4,725, I equals 0.04375, just like the previous case, and N equals 2 times 2.5, since again, there are 2 compounding periods per year, but there are 2.5 years between these two dates. So substituting in these values into the formula gives P equals 3,814.34. Finally, now that we have both equivalent values on our chosen focal date, we can add them up to get that the size of the single equivalent payment made 1.5 years from today is $5,176.11.